Hello, I'm Sophie D'Souza. Welcome to my channel, Sophie Stained Glass. Lots of videos about architectural glass. You should be able to find something in my playlists that will help you in however you're progressing through your stained glass journey. Today I'm going to be considering the thorny subject, yes, thorny, controversial, of cement and whether or not it should contain plaster. So lots of you probably buy your cement off the shelf, and that's fine. I don't, because I always used to find there was a bit at the bottom that was dry, and then it didn't have a very long shelf life anyway, and I prefer to mix it up as and when I need it. So I'll put a link below to the recipe I use for how I mix my cement. But I do get comments sometimes from people who say there should be no plaster of Paris in a cement mix, because I do a 3-part whiting, 1 part plaster of Paris, and then equal parts of linseed oil, boiled linseed oil and white spirit to get the consistency. So the theory goes that plaster goes too hard, and that it is moisture seeking, so it wants to absorb water in the air. And what you want is a cement that's going to stay permanently, ever so slightly, not set. So I can see why people don't think plaster should be in the mix, but the difficulty in this kind of debate is the only way to really tell is to do a very, very, very long user trial. So number one, you don't really want to risk failing a window, and number two, what, you're going to wait 20 years to see the results? So yeah, that's why I think people tend to stick with the tried and tested methods, although I'm not a chemist. So you know, I have read on the internet some very convincing things about the whole cement debate by people who clearly understand chemistry a lot better than me. So I've done my own little test. Here it is. So this side is a piece of glass that's got no plaster mixed into the cement, and oh no, that's the one that has got plaster and this one's got no plaster, and this I must have done about 3 or 4 months ago. So I'm going to have a little prod now and see what the difference is between these. So I chose a really fat piece of lead so that I could get a lot of cement in. So let's try the one with plaster. So I've got a nail and I'm just going to have a scrape at it. And it's a bit dry, but it is definitely not solid. I don't know, I hope you can see that. It's my hand. Oh no, my hand's not in the right place. Is that better? Yeah. So it's really coming away quite nicely. So if you had to remove this window to repair it, you would have no problem getting rid of this this cement. So that is the one with no plaster in it. So let's see how we go on the other side. Let's just move that, because it's really weird having excellence written in the back of the shot, isn't it? Yes. Although, of course, clearly we are all excellent. So this one's got plaster. Let's see how we go here. And I would say it's behaving incredibly similarly. It might be fractionally firmer, but when I say fractionally, I mean almost not noticeably. Let's go back to this one. I think the point is you can get both out, which is what you would need to do if you had to repair it. And just to make sure that I let these this test sort of reflect real situations. I did plunge this into water for a while, mainly because the stuff I'd read on the internet was that it was water that was going to do for the plaster side. But it doesn't appear to have, because obviously this was submerged in water, and look, that's coming off. That's really no problem at all. So you might say, well, if it works without plaster, why use plaster? And I suppose you don't have to. I think I will carry on using plaster, because not only did I get a recipe from somebody who worked at Goddard and Gibbs, who are, well, they've folded now, but they were a very long established stained glass firm in the UK. I have read a couple of books, found a couple of books that were written in the 50s and 60s by long established stained glass artists, and they suggested a few different recipes, all of which actually did contain plaster. So the received wisdom, even if it doesn't match up with the chemistry, the received wisdom does seem to be that you should have plaster in your cement. So I'm sorry if that upsets the chemists out there. I don't mean to upset people. Can't help it sometimes. But yeah, that's my little version of a sort of user trial. And I hope that has added to the debate. I'll probably get lots of complaints. Yes, feel free to contradict me. That's okay. So thank you for watching. I hope that's been of interest. It's possibly a little obscure for some people. But I know there's lots of people out there who'll find that really interesting. She says, hopefully. So yes, please like, comment and subscribe.